This is a 2-card combo, by the way. It's Diabell Star and Toy Box. We'll activate our copy of Toy Box, placing Toy Tank and Toy Soldier from deck. Shuffle these up so our opponent doesn't know. It's going to be this way around. Then we're going to go Diabell Star, send our copy of Toy Soldier, and then Diabell Star 1, Toy Soldier 2 to summon. You can also do Toy Soldier 1, Diabell Star 2 if they are running Dominus Impulse. So Mermail at the moment loves to run that card because it doesn't lock them out of anything they use. And if you don't chain block Toy Soldier, they can't Ash Diabell Star anyway, can only target negation it. So I'd recommend sort of switching these around however you feel fit. Toy Soldier will summon, and Diabell Star is going to set us a copy of not Azamina Destas, but actually Deception. I don't have my copy with me at the moment, so it's just going to have to go with the proxy at the moment. Toy Soldier on summon is going to search as a copy of Sylvie. Because we control Toy Box, it can search a level 4 light spellcaster. So here is our bridge into the White Forest line. We're going to activate Azamina Deception, and then we're going to activate its effect, sending Diabell Star in order to add us the Hallowed Azamina. Something you can do here is send a copy of maybe Nibiru or Ash or something you don't want, some monster that you've got in hand that you don't feel like you need in hand, and keep your copy of Diabell Star. I personally don't recommend it because later on in the combo, especially if going first, the combo gets really crowded and the field just is overwhelmed by the amount of monsters there are. So really recommend sort of keeping a clean field. We're then going to activate our copy of Hallowed Azamina, summoning Murcielago. Sorry if my pronunciation is bad. This is a Spanish card, essentially, which means bat. Either way, it's going to summon us a copy of her. She's going to search us a copy of Wanted on summon. This could be sort of another copy of Deception. Certainly if you already have used Wanted, it might be a good idea. I like it here if you open Diabell Star because you can use it for another copy of Diabell Star, and also you can reset your Deception once you have used it, and you can shuffle it back into the deck and draw a card. So in the end, this combo will actually draw us 2 cards just off this, which is lovely. We'll go ahead and synchro summon both of these into our Light Dark Chaos Angel, and this will be our 4th summon. So past this point, our synchros will be unaffected by our opponent's hand traps that are monsters. So they can't Ash them, they can't Veiler them, can't Ogre them. It's really nice. At this point, we can go Hallowed Azamina, shuffle back our copy of the Batgirl, and add to hand. We're going to activate Hallowed Azamina, chaining Wanted, and Wanted's going to add us our 2nd copy of Diabell Star, and the Hallowed Azamina is going to send that to grave to summon Sylvia. Sylvia here is going to be our first W Gate. This is our 5th summon, so we are safe from Nibiru. She also tributes herself for cost. So in order to Nibiru us, they're going to have to Veiler or Imperm this first, and then they are going to have to Nibiru. It's really nice. Now going to normal summon Sylvie, and Sylvie's going to add us a copy of Tails. Activate Tails to add us LZ. And then we're going to go LZ, send our copy of Toy Tank. And LZ will summon, adding us Estella, and now Toy Tank got a new chain to summon. Toy Tank's really good in this deck. Can summon any of the White Forest cards from hand, but also if you control Toy Box, you can summon something like Silvera from grave, and she will trigger. She is on special summon, she is not on synchro summon. So if you've still got her in grave and you want to Book of Moon, you can just tribute Toy Tank, summon her back, try to Book of Moon again. They have to sort of respect Toy Tank as long as you have Toy Box. I'm going to activate Toy Tank, summoning our copy of Stella, and then we're going to use these 2. Important to use Estella at this point because we're going to trigger her in grave in order to summon herself back. And we're going to go into a copy of Arciela. Arciela is going to send Toy Box in order to add us Scourge or a copy of the Iris Sword Soul. So Arciela can search either a light spellcaster or any White Forest card. Here, the White Forest card here is the Omni Negate. You tribute a synchro monster, target a face-up card on the field, and negate its effects. So this is really good if you think your opponent's going to Dark Ruler you. You have answers to evenly matched in with monsters, but Dark Ruler, you don't have any response other than this card. So here, Iris Sword Soul is sort of a win more card. Certainly, it will allow you to do more. If you open this against your opponent, it's really good just to summon after you've impermed them. You can draw 2 cards. If they summon from deck, you can pop one of their extra deck monsters. And it's another level 8 body, so it's really good for making those 12s. For this combo, we're just going to stick with Scourge. Once this is triggered, once this is activated, we can trigger a Stellar Engrave to summon herself because you sent a spell or trap. And now we can use these two to synchro into Diabelle. Diabelle can add us back a copy of Toy Box because we used a synchro tuner. I'm going to activate Toy Box, and we're going to go Toy Box to set the other 2 copies of Toy Soldier from the deck. These won't trigger again when you send them. However, they are now 2 spells and traps you can just send for any of your costs. And as we're going to be drawing some cards, I feel like it's better to get these out of the deck first, so that you don't draw them. We're going to go Stellar here, sending a copy of Toy Soldier to summon our Rusia. And then we're going to go Rusia, send the second Toy Soldier, or third even now, to draw us a card. So in this case, we just got Nibiru. We're going to Synchro 12 into our copy of Auxilla. Now, something to note is we are already really crowded. We have already used up 2 of our slots just for these, and these are going to stay onto the end board. So it's really important to summon Auxilla into one of the extra deck spots. We're probably not going to be making a link. There's plays where you can, but from this point forward, we have to make synchros with sort of a level 4 tuner and a level 8, or some sort of combination of that if we want a lower level. And we've only got 2 to 3 spots, so it does become kind of complicated. I tried with summoning him in the main monster zone. It limits what the deck can do. If you get hand trapped in certain ways, say someone sort of imperms this to say, no, I don't need to go into Centurion line. It's like, okay, great, I now need to sort of work around this, and if this is here, it can mess up a lot of the combos. So we're going to summon Auxilla. Auxilla is going to add us a copy of Stand Up Centurion. We've already added Scourge at this point. We've drawn a card, whatever that could be, and we've added Diabelle Star. Diabelle Star is going to be our follow-up going into next turn, so probably don't want to discard this for Stand Up Centurion. And Nibiru is good, but I wouldn't necessarily want to Nibiru my board. So what I would do is I'd activate Stand Up Centurion, and then we'll go Stand Up Centurion, sending our copy of Nibiru, and Stand Up's going to set a copy of Primera. Primera's really good. It's going to set just Gargoyle in a moment. However, just a little sort of hidden effect. While she is a spell and trap, while she is a sort of a set trap, Centurion monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effect. They can be destroyed by battle, but also whilst Auxilla's on the field, face-up spells and traps you control, not just Centurion ones, cannot be destroyed. So they can't destroy your copy of Toy Box, they can't destroy your copy of Stand Up Centurion, and they can't destroy Primera, which is really strong. We're going to go Primera to summon, and Primera on summon to add us a copy of Gargoyle. So, interesting thing about Gargoyle, it sends a Centurion monster for cost, which means you can trigger a Stellar Engrave if you send a spell and trap. So if you send Stand Up Centurion, a Stellar will actually trigger from this. Found this out today, very useful sometimes. We're going to activate his effect, sending Stand Up Centurion to summon, and then we're going to Synchro 12 into a copy of Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon is going to target Auxilla, return itself to the extra deck, and summon Cosmic Blazer. So here, we already have our 2 Omni Negates and our third one in the form of Scourge. If they sort of attempt to Nibiru you here, I would use Blazer because it will come back in the end phase. If they try to sort of imperm or, any sort of multi-hand trap Nibiru, doesn't matter. You've generally got it covered here. You can even send Auxilla with Scourge if you needed to. At this point, we've got a lot of stuff engraved we can use. I personally go Rusia shuffle back Arciela to summon herself. And then here we can Synchro 6 into our copy of Silvera. So now this is basically our end board. We're going to set our copy of Scourge. We are now going to banish Wanted from our grave to reset the copy of Deception that we have. I'm only running one because I could only find one to borrow, but it's been working fine. And this is going to draw us another card. So we're going to put this to the bottom of the deck. And then we're going to go end phase, and we'll go Auxilla to place Primera in the spell and trap zone. That's quite important, just to make sure that they can't Harpies you, and they can't just destroy your spells and traps, because this Omni Negate and this Toy Box, you really want them to stay around. At this point, you've now got 2 Omni Negates. You've got a 3rd Omni Negate by tributing a Synchro you have. You've also got a Light Dark Chaos Angel, which means none of your monsters can be destroyed by battle, and any Synchro monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's monster effects. Against Labyrinth, this sucks. Fortunately, most of the decks are monster effects at the moment, so you're generally safe. One thing I do want to say is there's quite a nice interaction here with summoning from the grave and setting up your layered interaction. So let's say down the line you've already used your Sylvia negate and you've already used your Blazar negate. So you're 2 down and you now want to use your Scourge negate. So we'll go Scourge here, sending Silvera. And because you tributed a White Forest Synchro monster, you can summon an illusion from grave. So here we're going to summon Diabel. Diabel doesn't trigger, unfortunately. However, what you can now do is go Rusia, quick effect, to shuffle back Silvera. Then whenever they are going to do something, whenever they're going to activate an effect that you think is fine, or maybe you want to stop them any further, you can then go Diabel, either send your copy of Primera or the copy of Toy Box to summon back Silvera. So even through 3 Omni Negates, you now have a Book of Moon as well. On summon, she will be Chainlink 1. You then have Chainlink 2, a Stellar to summon because a spell trap was sent for cost. And then you have Chain 3, LZ to add back to hand because a Light Spellcaster has been summoned to your side of the board. At this point, if they're still getting through your board, I don't know what they had. So clearly, they just drew better, at least at this point. But now, on your turn, you've got a Synchro 12, a Synchro 6 you can go into. You can go into a Synchro 12. You've still got all of these bodies which do so much damage. This is now a 3k double piercing damage body. This is a 25 double piercing damage body. What I'd probably do is go Synchro 6 into Arciela, and now this is a 35 double pierce, this is a 3k double pierce, this is a 3k double pierce. Just with these, that's usually enough damage to kill someone. You still got Chaos Angel, you still got Auxilla, you still got your normal summon, you've got a draw for turn, you've got a LZ here, you've got Diabel Star, which can summon herself, set Deception again, you can go straight into the sort of Azamina line once again. So it's really, really strong what this deck can do on the sort of crackback. Even though everything's gone, definitely remember Cosmic Blazar comes back. So this board already is pretty hard to get through. Good luck getting through all of these that can't be destroyed by battle and also are completely unaffected by your opponent's monster effects.